give the third group, all the young ones especially, but everybody in that group a little extra time today to, we're a couple days away from breaking to scout teams, and so we wanted to give them an extra evaluation, give them about 15, 20 plays there a little bit that we can look at on film and see how they do, and give them a few more reps.
Good back and forth, I think, from both sides today, offense and defense.
Yeah, it was. I thought the defense really had a pretty good day, one of their best days, but there was good on both sides. We scrimmaged about 30 plays with the 1s and 2s defensively and with the 2s and 3s offensively, and both sides did some good things. The 2s, Connor White did take him down and get a score on the board. That was good from that standpoint. Probably the last time we'll scrimmage now through camp, so it was good to get that on video, and we'll be able to evaluate it a little bit.
CJ Best, we know him for his horizontal quickness, be able to make people miss, but he's also gone up for a few balls, show vertical ability. What do you see out of his transition receiver this fall?
It's been better than I would have expected. I think you can tell he's been in California where they throw the ball all the time sometimes, and he's been in those 7-on-7s because he made the adjustment out there fairly quickly. Still got things to learn, but his ball skills are good. His awareness of coverage was pretty good, and I think the things that we're going to ask him to do at that position fit him pretty good.
The D-line itself just looked pretty impressive for the most part today, and getting in the backfield, getting a lot of pressure. How do you feel about their performance today?
Well, I agree with you. I think it was maybe our best day as a defensive line. We got off blocks better. We pressured the quarterback better. Just all around better performance. I think sometimes I forget, we all forget, Dondre Elboyd's had 16, 17 Division I football practices. Rashad was out for 3 or 4 practices, so he's had about 10 or 11 Division I football practices. And in the big picture, it's going to take a little time for both those guys, but they are making good steps, and that's good. And I thought all of our defensive line probably had their best day, as you know.
Give you a lot more optimism, like starting the last week of practice.
Well, it's good to see progress because we've got to do a better job of taking on blocks and getting off blocks and pressuring the quarterback with that group. And I think the better they are, the better we'll be.
You were rotating those guys through too, and you weren't really, on the defensive line, and weren't really noticing a drop, in production from most of those guys too as well.
Well, your point's well taken. We have quantity, or at least decent quantity, and then we'll see how much quality we can develop. But
sure.
The fact that you can rotate and keep people fresh, and in this game, when there's some weeks you see 40, 50, 60 passes, the rotation's important because rushing the passer is very tiring, especially against no-huddle offenses. And so being able to substitute and keep people fresh and not drop off too much is pretty important.
How do you feel about your depth at the safety position?
I think we're identifying 2 deep plus 1. One guy, not 3 guys, but 2 deep plus 1 right now. There's a couple guys we'd like to see rise a little bit more to give us a little more depth, but realistically, if you can get to 2 deep plus 1, you feel pretty good about it. They've improved their play. We've moved them around a little bit. We're going to have to settle here in the next 48 hours of who's where so we can start getting ready for the first game. I think probably the best thing that we've seen in the last 3 or 4 practices, the Demetrius Woodard is starting to really play confidently and fast. And it's been a process for him, but changing defense has probably set him back. But I really see him starting to feel good about himself and make plays and make physical plays. I think we saw a couple of those today.